Hi everyone. My name is Karin Väyrynen, and I'm first of all the tutor teacher for the international and international master's program of software engineering and information systems, so SAIS. And I'm also teaching in bachelor level and master level courses. And in order to hopefully help you a little bit with getting started with your studies and know where to find useful information, I'm recording a short, introduction of places where you can find useful information and what maybe the most important IT systems are that you should be aware of and that you will need to use during your studies and especially already in the beginning of your studies. So I have thought about what were the most important things or most important places that you should be aware of right in the beginning. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through a couple of websites, a couple of pages to show you in practice what these websites are. Hopefully I'm sharing the correct screen, I guess so. So first of all, there is something called the For Students page or Welcome to the Students page. And this For Student page, this is a place that has an immense amount of information if you're just looking for it and if you know where and how to look for it. In this For Students page, and it's the address is www.oulu.fi/en/for-students. And on this page, there is in the beginning of the page, there are news and events that are relevant for the whole university. And then when you scroll a bit down, there are degree news. And here you need to choose which degree program you belong to or from which degree program you would want to see the news so that those news are shown. And this is now a little bit tricky for those in the master's program. In our master's program, this is not very intuitive. So first of all, you need to look for the correct faculty, and you're studying in the faculty of information technology and electrical engineering. And when you look under the programs, degree programs that are here, you will see that there is no software engineering and information systems, but you need to go to information processing science. That's how our bachelor degree program is called. So when you click on information processing science, then you see news that are specific to our own degree program. And it's really important that you regularly check whether there are some important news that you should be aware of. I think you can also kind of subscribe to these news in another app, in the Tudo app that I will talk a little bit later about, but I don't know how that works, but I think there is some way to kind of get notifications then of these degree program related news whenever there are new news. On this For Students page, which is now for you when you start your studies, especially important, is this part where it says support for your studies. And there's immense amount of information regarding student well-being and everyday life, but there is also information for those who start their studies now at the University of Oulu. With new students, welcome to the University of Oulu, a checklist of what you need to do before your studies. There is information about the annual registration to your studies, which you need to do in order to be able to enroll to courses. Information, more general information about studying at the university, including curriculum information more generally, teaching periods, assessment criteria, and so on. So things that are common to the whole university. And for example, then when you scroll down further, there is some information about thesis and graduation, working life, what to do after graduation, information about student exchange, which is also possible to do while you're studying with us. And then another very important part that you will need right in the beginning of your studies is tools and resources. And there are links to all kinds of important systems, IT systems that you will need to use. And I will introduce a couple of them at least in more detail. But one important thing is that you really take time and actually have a look at all this information, especially under tools and resources where you have information about the PEPI system, where you enroll to courses, where you see where you get the marks of your course, where you make your personal study plan and so on. Moodle, which is the learning environment that we use in all courses in our own degree program. The electronic examination system where you might have to take, or that you might have to use when taking some exams in some courses. The Tudo mobile app where you can also make course registration, where you see teaching times and places. News, so this is where you then can enroll to this news channel for a degree program, for example, where you have information, or where you see what are the menus in the student restaurants and so on. But then when we go back to new students, so at least now, please go to this website and read for yourself about all the things that are there for new students, all the information that you can find there, where you have a checklist for incoming exchange students. Well, that's not for you, but you would go to for new degree students because you're a new degree student. Let's see. Yeah, and what the academic affairs service team is and how to contact it, which is also very important. So for international master degree students, if you want to contact academic affairs, which are kind of who are answering to questions regarding this yearly enrollment to your studies or scholarships or a lot of different things, that study at Oulu.fi. And then for our own degree program, it would be itee.study@oulu.fi. So this is the for students page. This is an important page. Another very important page for you is the IT services for student page. And in the PDF that you're also receiving together with the link to these videos, at least our international degree students, you find the links to all those sites that I'm now introducing. But on this IT services for students page, what is very important is student account, information about how to get the student account, how to set up, how to apply for a student account, or what you need to do if you are a new student, what you have to do in order to be able to activate your user account. And you will need this user account practically for everything. You need it before being able to enroll to courses. You need it to be able to access learning material in the Moodle workspace. You need it for a lot of different things, for using the library services and so on. So please, this is one of the first things you really need to do, because when you come to study with us, you have to have enrolled to your courses and so on. So this is the first thing you do. If you don't yet have your student account on this website, these IT services for students, there are the instructions for it. There is also information about printing services, how you can print stuff with your student account. And there are also, well, all kinds of information about, for example, what kind of IT or what kind of tools, software tools, you can use with your student account for free. Another very important place that you will need to use already before the info session or before really starting the study is the study guide. It's called, well, yeah, study guide. And when you go to the study guide, first of all, it might be that it shows in Finnish, then you switch the language to English. Then the next thing you need to do is switch the year actually to the correct year. So to 2023, 2024. And in this study guide, there is the information about the different degree programs that are offered in the University of Oulu, bachelor programs, about the structure of the degree program, about specific courses, what is the learning content, what are the teaching times, at what time a year is the course taught, and so on. But I have recorded a separate video about how to use this PEPI study guide. So please, for more information about how to use this PEPI study guide, see these other or 1 or 2 videos that I'm also recording as instructions. In this, another important system that you will need to use right in the beginning of your studies is Moodle, the Moodle system. And when you enroll or when you access the Moodle system, I don't know, I'm now already signed in to the Moodle system. But in this Moodle system, you will have all those courses, the learning environments for all the courses that you are enrolled to. And in our degree program, there is a Moodle website or a Moodle space for each course. If you take courses that belong or that are provided by other programs, other faculties, then I don't know what kind of learning environment they use. But in any case, in the Moodle environment, well, first of all, if you go there and it is in Finnish, the site, then switch the language, and that's not so easy to find. So you go kind of to your own icon. This is my KB for Kari Väyrynen. And then there is Kieli. And when you press that, then you can choose the language and switch to English. Might be that you anyway see everything in English. But in this Moodle space, you will see on the dashboard, usually, I think, those courses that you recently used, that you accessed. And when you enroll to a course in the PEPI system or by Tudo, then at some point you should get access to the Moodle workspace of the course. And I'm taking now just as an example, all those, for every course, the learning environment will look a little bit differently because each teacher sets up this learning environment specifically for their own course. So I'm taking the example of my course that I'm teaching, Servitization, Co-Creation, and Business Development. That's the course base from last year. And there you might have, well, actually, I will first switch the role to student view, because then you see how it would look like for you, this kind of space. So in this space, you can see information about the course, and there are different tabs with different kinds of instructions, introduction, information. For example, there in the instructions tab, there are all kinds of instructions regarding course book, deadlines, the course in a nutshell. So you might find general information of the course, maybe the information about deadlines of the course, what kind of assignments you have to complete during that course, and when are the deadlines for the assignments. You might have then, in my course, it's separated into like what you need to do in which week. So for each week, there would be different kinds of instructions of what are the tasks to do. And this is now just an example for how my course space looks like. But there you would have the places where to return assignments and how to access reading and viewing material, for example, and so on. So this Moodle workspace, this is an important site that you will use a lot during your studies. Another important thing to know about is the university library web page, which I apparently also have in Finnish here, but let's switch to English. So in the University of Oulu library web page, first of all, there are different kinds of introductions to library services, and this is something you should participate when they are arranged. I think your CUMI students will inform you about when these kind of library introductions are arranged. But how you might be using the library services is, well, you might need to access study material, study books, articles you need for certain assignments and so on. And one place where to access those is this Oula Finna service. And when you go to this Oula Finna service, in order to be able to access different kinds of scientific databases or browse e-journals or search for different kinds of e-resources, you need to first log in, for which you also will need again your student account. And then you can start to use these kind of different kinds of databases the university has for kind of getting access to different kinds of, well, for example, if you would want to search for a specific article in a specific journal, let's take that as an example. Let's say you want to access an article in, well, let's take a journal that I'm familiar with, Strategic Journal of a Journal of Strategic Information Systems. Let's take that one. So I'm searching for it. Let's see, now I'm not actually logged into the service, but if you search for a journal and it exists in the database, you can see, okay, there is this Journal of Strategic Information System. It's an e-journal. And here, by going to this link, you see, okay, under this link, the journal, the articles published in this journal are available starting from 1995. Let's see what happens if we go there. Can we actually access? So now I actually see some of the articles for free. Some might be hidden behind a paywall. But in any case, through this you can access. And if you enroll or if you sign into the service, it might even look a little bit different, the layout, but you will have to try out. But in any case, so in this Oula Finna service, that's where you can access different kinds of scientific databases. Okay, let's see another thing. So I mentioned this Tudo mobile app, and this Tudo mobile app is something, well, first of all, I strongly recommend you install it. I think practically every student has it installed because it makes life a lot easier. And there you can enroll to courses. You have, so it has all kinds of information about the credits that you received, about course registration, student card, restaurant menus. You can have your library card in Tudo. It has campus maps, your own location, it shows bus timetables, and so on. So this is something you should use. Let's see, I made this PDF still. There are also, another thing is that when you're assigned to or enrolled to different courses might also use additional IT systems that you need to be able to use when subscribing or when completing coursework, and the course teachers are informing about those systems. Then last year, a very nice student who started last year in our SACE program compiled a list of all kinds of other apps or websites that he said are really useful for new students, and also, yeah, for new students who start studying with us. First of all is this Oulu Campus Navigator app that helps you, that shows the map of our campus, which is sometimes a little bit confusing, and it's not so easy to find certain rooms where teaching events are held. So this is a useful app. Then there is Cella app that is used for reserving learning cubes at Tellus. And Tellus is this kind of space where you can go to study, where you can reserve certain small like cubes, where you can have meetings, for example. Then there is the KIDE app that is now outside from university activities, but where you can buy tickets for different kinds of events. The Frank app, it's something where you can get discounts for students. I don't know that one, but the student said it's really useful. Then Unimove is an app for sports activities. Then this opiskelija.peppi.oulu.fi, this is this student this study guide, which I had in a separate link and where I have a separate video about. Then there is some place where you can find information about jobs, entertainment, and events in Oulu. Then patio.oulu.fi is also important. That's a website that has the news and events of the University of Oulu. So that's something you should check regularly. And then tori.fi. This is this online it's an online marketplace for buying and selling stuff in Finland. I think the interface is only in Finnish, but kind of it's often possible to find a lot of really cheap things there. And maybe also kind of for secondhand buying or for getting stuff for free, there are different kinds of Facebook groups for the area of Oulu where people give away a lot of stuff for free or sell stuff quite cheaply. And if you want to know about those, then I will tell about those at some point, probably by email once your studies have started. So I think with those, hopefully you will be well equipped to start your studies. Take the time to really go through the information, read the instructions, read information. And maybe the most important thing that you should do then right now after watching this video is make sure you set up your student account, because without your student account, without a working student account, you will not be able to do anything. You won't be able to enroll to courses, you won't have access to learning material, and in the worst case scenario, you are missing the courses and you're missing deadlines and will not be able to complete courses. So first thing, set up your student account. Until the next video. Bye-bye.